Hi everybody, thanks for dropping in. Now, I asked myself this morning after looking at my news feed, what is wrong with this world? And the answer is people like Rick Scott, Republican, Florida. Estimated net worth $255 million, who voted against the $600 stimulus checks. I mean, really? What sort of out-of-touch, selfish, sadistic cretin would do that? You know. And I think as a punishment, he should be made to do a live television debate with Katie Porter. That'd sort him out. I'm sure most of you know her. If you don't, YouTube Katie Porter. Just truly shocking. I also agree with her terminology, which is they're not stimulus checks. No one's getting any stimulation from $600 when you haven't had any income for 6 months. It's disaster relief, and that's how it should be referred. Disaster relief. You have these small wins too, intrepid viewers. The old, who is he? He's a tele-evangelical, Pat Robertson, came out and said Biden has won the election and Trump is living in an alternative universe. Straight from the mouth of an evangelical. So things may be looking up. I have more good news for you. Sensational news. One of Trump's casinos is being demolished 9 days after inauguration. So what's that? The 29th of January. And it's going to be blown up. That'd be worth the price of admission, wouldn't it? And the mayor of Atlantic City has actually put out the word, if you want to be the one to press the button, bid here and all money will go to charity. And I think so far it's up to 50,000 or something. But there might be someone else who'll add to the coffers. But how symbolic is that? 29th of January, his casino's going to be blown up. You couldn't script it, could you? And one of the things I'll be looking at today is, will he actually be homeless? We'll be looking at that. We'll be looking at Moscow Mitch and the controversies around the Kentucky voting machines. And also there's been a series of arrests related to the Epstein sex trafficking scandal. So we'll be checking in on that. So where to start? I think we'll start with Moscow Mitch. He goes in with 18% approval and comes out with a 58% win. And with all this whinging and moaning about stolen elections, ironically only in the states that yet he lost. But let's have a look at Kentucky. Will anything come of this or not? So I guess that's the question. Will there be any consequences for Mitch McConnell and the election? Will there be any consequences? Just a 4-carder because he doesn't deserve any more. Okay, what's happening? Mitch, and will there be any repercussions? Okay. I was thinking, probably not. But these cards are saying he's got a bit of explaining to do. So the Knight of Cups here, often the loveliest of the knights, but I attribute my alternative interpretation to Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice, which is the false knight. So he's the false knight to Kentucky. Like Lindsay, like all of them, they get in every year, every generation, just by being pro-abortion. And people vote against themselves in every other way because of that particular issue. I would suggest Lindsey Graham doesn't have to worry about being caught out with getting the secretary pregnant or things of that nature. But certainly other Republicans do, and they wouldn't hesitate for 1 minute, let me assure you, to send the mistresses off to get a termination. So the hypocrisy, apart from everything else. Anyway, I see this as Moscow Mitch as the false knight for the people of Kentucky. This is him. This is his card, if ever there was one, winning at any price. And look at this. He's the one, the figure here has won the battle, but has been so cruel and so spectacularly awful that even the other people who have walked with him are walking away. Interesting. That's followed by the King of Swords, judgment and truth. There may be legs to this story that we haven't seen yet. And the Six of Swords, moving away. How I'd sum that up is, I don't think it's going to be a reversal of his win or anything, but he's not going to ever be voted in again, and he's going to have to leave. Perhaps before the next 4 years are out. He might have to give up that position. I hope I'm right on that. Okay, so next we've got the Epstein stuff. Now, apparently, thank you to one of the Canadian viewers who told me Peter Nygaard, he's a multi-millionaire in the Canadian fashion industry, has been arrested, and someone else high up in a modelling agency in France. So this comes back to Ghislaine, of course. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrongly, hard one to get right. So I'm not that interested in their arrests. People keep asking, because France now wants to talk to Prince Andrew. I'll tell you without reading the cards, I really don't think the royals, even though they know he's a pain in the butt, are going to give him up. I've never thought he will be hauled before any significant bodies. So what I'm going to look at is Ghislaine herself. How much has she given up? It's a miracle she's still alive, really. Let's have a look. What's happening for her? Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell. Justice, bang in the middle. Yes. Ooh. Okay. She has justice in the middle. She's already in jail, so there's some justice going on. Okay, in the past, this was her love, genuine love for Epstein, right? She loved that hideous man. What can you say? But it's also pacts and associations, and she knew everybody because she grew up as the daughter of Robert Maxwell, who actually was like Murdoch 30 years earlier, phenomenally powerful, phenomenally wealthy, and then he lost everything just as she's lost everything. Do we see a pattern here? But this is all her connections in the past, and there were a lot of them. The root of the issue, Queen of Pentacles, she was instrumental in bringing in the girls. The Queen of Pentacles is a very practical queen. When you're dealing with a normal person or a nice person, it can be someone who's like a nurse or a teacher. But in this case, she was the one, she was the nuts and bolts who got the girls in there, which is why justice is on her head. What's over the issue? Again, the Queen of Swords, this time justice again, in case we didn't get it with the first card. But this is her, I think, negotiating with the justice system by giving up names. And look, it's not ours to curse people out or wish them ill, and we don't have to, because that judgment is coming for her. So Ghislaine Maxwell's life as she knew it is well and truly over. It doesn't matter if she gets out in 2 years or 25 years. This is karmic judgment. Okay. So that seems pretty clear cut. So now we have the rather delicious issue. Where is the Yeti going to go? Now, through some weirdness, he can only stay in Mar-a-Lago 30 days of the year, and already his neighbours are putting in legal complaints so that doesn't slip through the cracks. In Australia, we call it when people don't want something in their backyard, you know, like a homeless shelter or a nuclear power plant, we call it NIMBYs, not in my backyard, NIMBY. So wherever he goes, he's going to be a NIMBY. No one wants him in New York. I don't think anyone wants him in Florida. So let's see, where's he going to go? Where's he going to go if he even makes it to the 20th of January? There's a big astrological thing I was seeing on the 6th of January too. I think he'll go between the 6th and the 20th. But when he goes, where's he going to go in the future? Where's Trump going to go? Where is he going to go? Ah, the Chariot, he's off somewhere. Ah, that's funny. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Okay. All right. In his head, he's, well, the Three of Wands waiting for the ship to come in and strategizing like the Two of Wands. In his head, he wants to bolt, as we say in Australia. He wants to get away. He wants to be out now. He actually doesn't want to be in the limelight while this unfolds. So he has every intention of getting out. Yes, he could go anywhere in the world. Well, not anywhere, but a lot of places. Let me just back up on that concept for a minute. He's like a lot of very rich people who actually have a huge amount of debt because they've had phenomenal money through their hands. And that's not even mentioning what he's stealing as we sit here. He's thieving money from, you know, his delirious cult followers and stuff. And I don't doubt he could lay his hands on 50 mil or 100 mil, but his debts are so beyond that. So I think different people are suggesting different places for him, but he's a 74-year-old American. He doesn't want to actually, you know, leave the shores. I think he will, but I don't know for how long. But I think he's going to take off and go somewhere. I would hope that military types would stop him leaving the country, or they might have to bring him back. But in any event, he's going to attempt to flee. The Hermit, he is totally alone. I said 6 months ago people had stopped answering his calls, but it's a different level now. And this is a pattern. For rich people who lose everything, suddenly they find they haven't got the friends they thought they had. And because he's never been a friend to anyone, he hasn't got any goodwill in the piggy bank. He's completely alone. What's this Queen of Swords about here? I'm leaning towards Letitia James, in which case he won't be going very far at all. Good luck, Letitia. But can I please have a clarifier for the Queen of Swords? Queen of Swords. Temperance. A deal. It's a deal. Some sort of deal will be struck, because I know I'm not alone in this amongst readers. I don't know anyone who actually sees him going to jail. Some have seen him leaving, some have seen him with health issues, and I'm sure he's got those. I've sort of seen him in a facility, but temperance is about working things out, so something's going to be worked out. So don't expect the headlines of him going off to Rikers Island or whatever the modern equivalent is, you know. But just now, we have, as we speak, entered the age of Aquarius. There's all these amazing astrological conjunctions going on. So I just want to do a quick one with my astro cards, just a little one, and see what is going on. Oh, before I forget, apparently, Cash Peters, hi Cash, we've got a lunch date. God knows when, maybe 2023. Next time you come to Australia, look me up. I'm so there. That'd be great. What else have I got here? Oh, China and Australia. I'll do that next time. Okay, so this is, what do we need to know astrologically? Just do this next little time. The end of December even. What do we have to know for the end of December? Because every week's really important now. End of December. Oh, I think the cards are upside down. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Difficult. Okay, so on top we have Cancer. The Cancerians, it always amazes me that the United States is astrologically a Cancerian nature. That's, you know, inviting people in and looking after them and so forth, when in fact the reality has been so different. But this is the higher sort of aspect of Cancer here, the nurturing Cancer going on there. Not without aggro and discord, and has to be expected. Here's Mars coming into play here. People are still going to be unsettled and antagonistic. There's this pull towards this nice Cancerian energy, but it's being challenged by this really aggressive Martian energy. But what to ally ourselves with is this Sagittarius energy, which is the higher self, the higher good, higher learning. Use this COVID time to lift yourselves to a higher vibration. I keep saying this, but it's really important. By thinking of other people, we elevate ourselves and make the world a better place. So I'll leave that with you, dear ones. So in the new year, I'm getting into readings again, and I do so adore them. So keep in touch. I love reading your comments. Take care. Bye for now.